Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1779 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey beginning pretty much in 2018 when I transitioned. In 2017 is when I did a transition from brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of business. And I hopped in and joined an organization called ClickFunnels, became a certified partner so that I could learn the foundations of the internet. And I learned the foundations, but I also got distracted like so many other people and went down a whole lot of different paths. Some that worked, some that were just a distraction, just that, wasting my time and energy. But I learned something from everything I did, right? And sometimes it was just, I learned what not to do and what not to waste my time and energy on. So today and this month, the month of December, I'm sharing two pieces of content every day. The first is an idiom. And that idiom for supersize your business is related to how to grow and build your business, as well as I've been tying it into this year's annual challenge. And this year's annual challenge is the BU 365-day challenge. And we're doing one thing every day that improves us in some way. We spent the first 9 months of the year focusing on the 9 different areas and aspects of our life that I set my goals and objectives, framework that I use to kind of keep myself in line as much as that is possible. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, confidence, and communication are the 9 areas that I set my long-term legacy goals on. Then I break them all down into little bite-sized pieces, and I find a way to automate, make processes and systems and habits and routines and rituals to make achieving those longer-term goals that I've broken down for the year easy by doing a little bitty thing every day that moves me toward those things. So I build them into habits and routines and rituals and things I'm already doing, and I teach you how to do that in the challenge. And then in the challenge for this month, I decided we're going to take it a little easy. I'm traveling most of this month and almost all of last month. And so when I'm traveling, I like to make things a little bit less stressful and easier on myself. So I decided, before I left, I think that I was going to do a question, or I ended up doing 2 questions every day for the challenge. One is kind of a lighthearted, frivolous question. So if you're super duper busy and you don't really want to spend a lot of time thinking about it, you can do the challenge and you still have successfully completed today's challenge. I like to have little wins along the way whenever I'm doing anything because it gives me confidence and momentum to keep moving forward. And then the second question is a little bit heavier. And today's questions were, is cereal soup? And I laugh because you eat them both in a bowl. They both have stuff floating around in liquid. So I guess I could argue both sides of yes, cereal is soup, or no, cereal is cereal and you just put liquid on it because you like to eat it that way. Some of us don't eat liquid in our cereal. So then does that mean it's still cereal and not soup? We could have a whole conversation about it, but I'm not going to because it's kind of a silly topic. I might bring it up later today in conversations, but only for the fun of it. And our other question today was, where does your self-worth come from? And for each and every one of us, we can think of examples in our life of exactly people, places, experience, things that we've read, things that we've heard, things that we learned in school that have helped us to form our self-image of ourselves. And so I talked about the components of self-worth, different ways that what it means and what it is, confidence, connectedness, and competence contribute to our self-worth. And then when we're kids, we're little kids and children, like I think of my granddaughter right now, she's 22 months yesterday. Me and my daughter and my son-in-law and my son and the people that she's around the most are the ones that are actually forming her sense of self-esteem, her sense of self-worth, her value as a little human being. And over time, as she goes to school and interacts with more people, other people have a huge influence on our self-worth, right? Because they're how we're connected and things like that. So we talked a lot about that. We talked about William James in 1890 actually coined the term self-esteem, which makes it one of the oldest principles in psychology, which I find is really interesting. I don't know much about psychology. Took some psychology in college, but mostly it was psychology of management and leadership, things like that dealt with management, leadership, and my engineering degree, which, that was also a very long time ago, decades ago. And I'm sure things have changed. Some things never change, and some principles and core values and things remain the same for us throughout our lives, but other things change all the time. So we talked about that. And then for Supersize Your Business, I talked about presence of mind. How present are we? And I shared 10 ways, 10 tips to improve our presence of mind, be more present. And I don't know about you, but I think I've found, especially since the internet has come into all of our lives and social media, that our attention span has actually plummeted. I think they say it's less than a frog or something now. I think our attention span as human beings overall, doesn't apply to all of us. Some people are really good at focusing and being present. Other people like me, not so much, because we have attention issues. I swear I probably have ADHD, but I'm too old to have ever been diagnosed with it. It doesn't matter because it's just who I am nowadays. So there's so many things vying for our attention. I think our human attention is down to like 7 seconds or something. It might even be less than that. It might be 4 or 6 now, who knows? But we've lost a lot of our ability to focus and pay attention because there's so many things stimulating us all the time. I'm sure different technological changes, and I'm sure there's smart scientists that do studies on these things, but our attention span since television came along and radio and the internet and social media, it just keeps continuing to plummet because there's so many things screaming at us to get our attention. And so it's up to us individually to pay attention to what we want to pay attention to and to focus and concentrate and connect with what's right for us. Nobody else can do that for us. So those are our topics today. I am going with my mom to do some, it's not really charitable. I guess it's just volunteering. And I love doing it. We did it last Wednesday. We're going to do it this Wednesday. We're going to do it next Wednesday. And then I'm probably going to drop a bowl on the floor and make a lot of noise and then fly home. If I can help you in any way, ask pajamagrandma@gmail.com is my Voxer handle. If you don't know what Voxer is, look it up. It's an app. I'm sure it's on your iPhone or your Android phone. It's in the App Store. It is my personal favorite application when it comes to communicating and connecting at the present moment with other people. It's a walkie-talkie app. And it's my fastest, easiest way to answer questions and serve people and help with whatever I can. All right, that's it. Have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, see you tomorrow. Bye.